Nah, this is a setup. This is a setup for sure. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Man,
All right. Obviously, how did
just
you find the
Oda.
chapter? And what was your opinion? Because, whoa, for real, for real. I mean, based on our prediction, we were completely wrong in that regard. So,
Well,
I mean,
I
it.
wasn't wrong.
I
I
mean,
wasn't
yeah,
wrong. Technically, I
yeah.
wasn't wrong.
I was completely wrong.
You were completely wrong. But I was
Yeah,
like,
I
oh,
was
we're gonna
completely
get
wrong.
a little snippet of Momonosuke. That's what we first had in like the first page, first two pages,
Mm-hmm,
and then we
mm-hmm,
went back to the big mom fight. But
mm-hmm.
it was amazing. It was amazing. I was just like, wow,
No, 10 out of 10 chapter.
wow. I'm still
Like,
on the kid is a bum train. I am still on that train because
nah, you have to give
it's
him his
been
flowers. You
disappointing.
have to give him his flowers. You have to give him his flowers.
I do for this chapter. He did
Okay.
well. He has had his moments, but for what we
Mm-hmm,
expected Kid to be, you know,
mm-hmm,
or what we expected him to really do, he was kind of underwhelming, and it felt like
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
it
mm-hmm.
was Law that was taking the shine off of him a little bit, you
Um,
know,
I I agree. Listen, I'm a law fanboy, so I don't care. Listen, who cares? Listen, he did
bro,
his thing, the chapter, everything that.
because
Listen, all the things that I complain about more.
yeah,
No, no, continue. Run it, you go. Okay, all right. All the things that sorry, I complain about law about is he has such a broken devil fruit and doesn't use it enough. But I felt like this one he
it's
used it
entirely
enough.
broken.
He used it strategically, and he did what he needed to do for the whole.
It's
Yeah.
in the name, the OP Nobi. It's just OP. That's quite literally what it
OP,
was.
I like for
It was
real,
quite
for
literally
real. No.
insane because, like, if it wasn't for him doing all that internal damage to Big Mom, like literally breaking her bones from the inside out,
Mm-hmm,
there was no way Kid was gonna get in the punches that he did. Kid with brute force, like as
mm-hmm,
like a
mm-hmm.
brute force fighter, Luffy is actually much stronger than him and is actually taking a Yonko 1-on-1. And it's just like, I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what it is. Law's Devil Fruit is just insane. The amount of things that we saw in this chapter was just mad. It was just absolutely mad. Because
Man,
it
and
started
then
off
to the
with like,
whole through the whole thing. No, yeah,
bro,
continue.
nah. But one other thing though, Big Mom was menacing. Big Mom was
She
menacing
was.
in
Yeah,
this
she
chapter.
was. She was gonna
She
take
really was
hundred
menacing,
percent,
and she
hundred
was
percent
pulling out
final.
all the stops to like beat these guys. But now I'm like,
The
is she down
oh,
and
what was
out?
that thing she brought out? Before we even get to that, what's the thing she brought? I think that was sick. It was like the fiery thing she brought. I forgot the
With her
name she
sword?
called it. It was just before. Yeah, yeah, no, it was like a whole like blob, like a fire
Yeah.
like
It was with her
blob.
sword.
She called it a
It's a
name.
combo attack between her
Oh
two
yes, yes,
main
yes.
homies. With Napoleon,
Yeah.
what was the
Napoleon
lightning
and
homie? I forgot her name. The name of
Zeus.
the
Is it Zeus? Zeus?
no.
Is it Zeus?
Uh
What's it?
Pierce was like the
Oh,
son. And then the name of the female thunder homie, like the one
oh,
that replaced
Hera.
Hera.
It's
Yes.
Hera.
Hera. So it was a
Yeah.
combo attack between them, and I was just like, whoa. I was
That was amazing. Yeah. I think even expanding on before we obviously get to Big Mom, I think even seeing more of Big Mom's utility throughout the last couple of chapters has been great. I mean, I think there's one of the things you wanted to explore. I mean, obviously you got the whole arc with Big Mom chasing Straw Hats and Cake Island, but I mean, even though that was a great moment and you saw the level and the threat of a Yonko, I think this one has taken it even more because, like you said, she was menacing. She showed more of the capabilities that she had, and every time you thought she was out, she came back until now, which I do think it's done, which we can move
done.
on nicely. And I do think Big Mom is wrapped out. She's been packed up. You know, it's done out here. It's done out here for Big
I'm
Mom.
not sure though.
Actually,
I'm not sure though.
I
But
don't know if she's dead. I don't think she's dead. But I think
no,
she's
she's
out of the
not
fight.
dead. She's definitely not dead, but she's taken life out of like what did she do? She took like a little bit of lifespan out of her to heal herself. That's the thing.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You
But
think
it's
he will do
related
that
to her
again to
her
like?
devil fruit, but I don't think she does that all the time. But that's how you think, like
Yeah,
to the extent that
I
she
think,
had to
yeah,
do that
100%.
to like fix her bones immediately. She had to take lifespan that she could have had ahead of time, just a
Mm-hmm,
little bit. Like that means
mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm.
these guys really did a lot of damage overall, like over these
Hundred
chapters.
percent, hundred percent.
And it's like we keep forgetting these guys have been fighting for chapters, like a lot of chapters. It's just that the focus on them hasn't been a lot. Now that
Has
like
been
we've
shifted.
had like maybe two or three
Yeah.
chapters focusing mainly on Big Mom versus Kid and Law, it's like everybody's gonna be like, is this like really how Big Mom is supposed to go down? But I'm like, at the same time, these guys have been fighting for as long as Kid and Luffy, Luffy and Kaido have been fighting. So it's like these are all
Even
events happening at the same time. It's just that we never had to focus on it. So it's like these guys have been
even
fighting
before
for a
that,
while.
look how much they've even gone through. Big Mom, all the people have gone through before this even fight started. So I think
Exactly.
a lot of people underestimate how much time and how much action has actually gone past throughout
Yeah.
the whole period. And
Yeah,
like you said,
because
I think that is just it's just because they have to focus the attention elsewhere. That's
yeah, that's just a testament to like Oda's storytelling and how he compartment. I don't know how to say that word. I just lost it.
yeah,
The
yeah,
way
yeah. I know how
he
you talk about.
partitions
Yeah.
like the chapters together, like to tie in different storylines. It's like great storytelling. But the thing is,
Mm-hmm,
like,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
as much as Kaido, like, we've seen Kaido take damage upon damage, like, to the point, like, to the extent that we've seen with, like, now that he's fighting Luffy, we also forget that Big Mom has also been taking
Yeah.
all sorts of damage as well. From the rooftop as
Yep.
well, from even before the
Yep.
rooftop.
When
It's just
Brooke
been
and them
weird.
man sent her going. Yeah.
Bro,
100%.
it's just been insane. But what was crazy, like I have to go back to Law. It's those internal attacks that he was using and how much crazy damage he's been using like after his awakening. This has all happened because he is awakened. Now I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
after this chapter, I was like, okay, Law and Kid aren't as far behind as I thought they were compared to Luffy. Of course, Luffy's still stronger, but they're not far behind.
I agreed. But this is why I say but wait, because we've already seen, well, at least as of now,
Yeah,
Law and Kid both have their awakening. And then
yeah,
we both know their level of hockey, as well
yeah,
as Luffy still is yet to get his awakening, which I'm assuming they're
exactly.
foreshadowing will
Yeah,
happen in this
with the
fight.
fight that has
That is my
happened,
guess. The fight.
it's gonna happen.
Exactly. That's my guess. Just because we got to see King, is his name King? Kid, sorry, Kid, and then Laws. I don't
Yeah,
think they hype up the two other captains facing a Yonko, and then they don't give Luffy's his one. But I think I agree with you. They're not so far behind, but then because I still think Luffy has that big power gap still yet to come, depending on how strong his awakening is, I think
yeah,
the level can even increase even more. If you understand me?
yeah. It
But
can
yeah,
go
I
farther
hear that completely.
because
Mm.
no, but the thing is, like, Luffy has always been like an insane fighting prodigy. Like, we forget how insanely good he was at fighting. Obviously, he trained for like 10 years, like on the East Blue, like with Sabo and Ace, and then like the 2 year time
Mhm.
skip that happened, and then obviously, I believe
With
like the
yeah.
entire time from the beginning of the story when he left the East Blue until the pre-time skip, the end of pre-time skip, it was about a space of
Like 6 months.
6 months. It was a
six
6 month
months.
time period.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like,
Yeah,
whoa,
yeah, yeah.
that's a lot of stuff to go through
Bro, when I
in six
heard that,
months.
I said there's no way it was 6 months. Ain't no way, man. No, there ain't no
To
way, man.
us, it's been years,
No way.
literally.
And then
To us,
I
it's
think it's a
been
year or 2 years.
literally years, but for them, it was 6 months.
Uh,
Literally, it was 6 months, and then the 2 year time skip, and like the amount of growth he has had even after the 2 year training was just insane. So he's always been on a separate
Yeah,
level
100%.
compared to Kid and Law. But the thing is, Oda has shown us that they're not as far behind as we should think as the supernovas.
As we think. Yeah.
My only gripe was
Yeah.
I don't feel like we saw enough from Big Mom in terms of like advanced Conquerors hockey because she could have easily used that against them.
Mm, mm.
So I was really wondering why didn't
Yeah,
she
yeah.
use it? I mean like her body as well, like
Do you
it was
do
this
you also think that's
called an
more to
iron
do?
balloon. Like even
Do you think that's more to
normal
do with her
hockey,
nature?
yeah. What?
Hmm.
Like as I was saying,
Do
I
you
mean,
think that's because of Big Mom's nature? Like, because just how she fights in general. So, for example, is let me like how each kind of fighter they have certain characteristics in what they prefer to do in terms of fights. So, in
yeah.
terms of Big Mom, her whole fights are always centered around her homies and her ability to create things with her homies. So, do you think that maybe because in the terms of how she fights, she kind of fights stupid. It's gonna sound stupid, but she fights stupid. She fights as if she knows she's going to win, so she doesn't necessarily show a range of different abilities that I think compared to Kaido and that man. Or do you disagree with me?
To an extent, I disagree. To an extent, I feel like it was also a storytelling.
Okay, okay.
Um, how can I say it?
Issue rather than of Big Mom.
Yeah, it was more of like a storytelling issue where
Fairs,
we
fairs.
saw
Mm-hmm,
Luffy
mm-hmm.
train in hockey because we knew that hockey was quite an important power, and then we saw Big Mom use advanced conquerors and advanced like I'm not sure if she used advanced armament or observation. I know she's not proficient in those, but she can use all three types, is what I'm saying. Um, sorry. So, like, my main issue was, why wouldn't she use advanced conquerors here? Because we
Yeah.
know she has done it before. Like when she knocked out page one, she used advanced conquerors. So why couldn't she use it now? And why were we barely seeing Kid and Law?
All right, all the best. Sounds proper. All right, well.
Yeah. All right. So where was I? Um, Big Mom. Yes, my gripes with Big Mom. In this past chapter, I'm like, it was the hockey. Yes, the devil fruit power is insane. She has insane physical strength even before she got the devil fruit. We've seen that
Hmm.
in her backstory. The fact that
Yeah.
even when Luffy was in Gear 4 Luffy could barely handle her.
Hmm.
So, okay, I get it. Like with awakening and everything, it gives you an added strength in power. Yeah. But still, when you have a combination of both your devil fruit powers and your hockey, you're expected to, you know, call it? You're expected to
Utilize
use
them
the
more.
combination. You're expected to utilize your strengths, and her strengths, I believe, were Conqueror's hockey and her own physical prowess. I mean, of course, like Law and Kid hit hard. And I guess like because of Law's internal damage, that's what may have made it weak. And then also like if you have Big Mom was never shown to have the best mental strength in terms of like she was easily flustered, especially after like you remember in Whole Cake Island when they broke the Mother Carmel's picture. After that, she just broke down, and then the whole incident with the cake and everything. But I'm like, these were all things not in play at the moment. Like she was aware this was like a serious fight and everything. I'd expect you to use your strengths, and that would have been her
Hmm.
strength.
Hmm.
The fact that
Hmm.
it used even a little bit, was my issue. But I realized probably the only reason why Oda didn't want to write it in is because it would have written him into a corner where essentially he has
Should be too
hyped up.
strong.
Yeah, essentially, where no, mostly because of the fact that he has hyped up hockey so much, especially
Mm, mm, mm.
to the point that it feels like anybody who has all three forms of advanced hockey is more likely to be stronger than somebody with just the devil
Who
fruit.
doesn't?
or
100%.
who doesn't have hockey, or has hockey
Yeah,
and the devil fruit, but most likely doesn't, you know, train to use their hockey as much. You get what I'm
I
saying?
hear that. I hear that. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
justify it to say that okay, Big Mom knows these forms of hockey, but she's not proficient in them. She knows advanced
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
hockey, but she doesn't use it all the time. But my issue was like, if you know how to use it, why not use it? And the fact that Kid has all three forms of hockey, this could have been an opportunity for him to learn it, you
And
know?
to get far better into it
Yeah,
and to
and to
develop
get
more of
far
his.
better.
Yeah, yeah,
You could have said that, okay, maybe it would have painted Kid in a much better light,
yeah.
you know? That's why
You know why?
I'm,
I know why.
still, yeah, I'm still
No,
on
you're completely
the,
right. You're completely right. But you know what it is? It's main character syndrome. If it was Luffy versus Big Mom, you would have got all of that you're saying. It's just because it's not
exactly.
the main character. That's
Yeah,
the
this is a
yeah.
to fight. Even though it's
Hmm.
still important, it just
Very
shows
important.
me that the way Oda perceives Big Mom is that as much as she is a threat as an emperor of the sea, she's not as big a threat as compared to
Kaido or
Kaido,
Shanks, so we're assuming
Hanks,
Blackbeard.
or Blackbeard.
Yeah,
Blackbeard
yeah,
is
it's true.
probably the
They're
scariest,
most dangerous. Yeah,
the
for
most
sure, for sure.
dangerous.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was just my issue with it. But I'm like, I can't,
Hmm.
because like I think he just really wants to finish the story. And if he had
Yeah,
an entire separate arc to focus on Big Mom again after Whole Cake Island, doesn't make sense to me. And I
yeah.
know
Agreed, agreed,
everybody else
agreed.
was gonna say, oh, because Luffy said that, oh, I'm gonna beat each and every Yonko, that's what's gonna happen in the story. No, it didn't.
I mean, he originally started he was going to be all the warlords. That never
Yeah,
happened. So
that never
the
happened.
premise of the
Some of
so
them
yep,
came on his side. Others
yep. So
just never happened.
yeah,
One is on
yeah.
his.
Apart from the journey to become Pirate King, I like that.
Yeah,
What's it called? Oda normally drops a lot of the typical shonen tropes in let's go add everyone and everything. Of course, a lot of those are still there because it's a shonen. But
yeah,
similarly, you don't necessarily get those things because if this was a traditional shonen, yeah, we would have gone through all the warlords. He would have defeated all the Yonkos. He would have, it would have been like a systematic type thing that happens because that what normally happens. But
yeah,
like you said, it's just not necessarily the thing. I know everyone wants him to beat Big Mom, and I understand the Emperors are hyped up as the biggest thing.
yeah.
But why are people upset that other people are supporting characters helping when he is tackling one on his own? Like he's doing it
Exactly.
on his own against arguably the one who's been hyped up as the most dangerous emperor, bar Blackbeard. So I don't. I think if people are going to be upset about Luffy not killing Big Mom or having the final mashup with Big Mom, I think it's like, come on now, look, we're about to get even more greatness with this Luffy and Kaido thing. So I think the it just feels like they're trying to hate on something because the chapter's too good, really and truly. I feel like that's the only way. Oh my
Um,
goodness.
I mean, some people it's probably just indifference to Big Mom
No, yeah.
as well, where like she was hyped up to be like this very out of this world character, and now it feels like, but it's probably because I think it's also like the main character bias, as you said. It's like because
Mm-hmm,
it's not a fight between her and Luffy, as much
mm-hmm.
as being played out, because this is still a living world that Oda has created, where
Mm-hmm.
all other factors and all other like sections of the world are still like moving,
Important.
doing their
Yeah,
own
yeah, 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 yeah.
living world of
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
regardless of what Luffy is doing. It's like the world
Mm-hmm.
doesn't stop even though Luffy is fighting a Yonko.
100%. 100%. And even
It's
still,
shown in so many
to
aspects.
completely. And to build on that, it's kind of like a passing of the baton. I mean, they're called the worst generation. They're supposed to be the new
Yeah,
generation taking over the old. And I mean, that's what was some of the dialogue Kid and Law were going throughout the chapter. And it was referenced throughout previously in the chapters before. The whole aim of, I think, Wano is the getting rid of the old and bringing in of the new age of what these pirates are to come. And
exactly.
obviously, you can't do that without taking the biggest threats, which are the emperors of the sea. So both of them coming down, and I think even though people want Luffy to beat both of them, realistically, it's not possible for Luffy to beat both of them in this situation. And
Yeah,
with how the story events have gone, them teaming up together, I feel like the conclusion has to be in Wano for me personally, because I just don't see where else that story else will like tie in, in the rest of the
yeah.
story. So yeah, I
They
think that's my
probably
opinion.
only come back in the backstory with Rock's Gizebek. That's the
Hmm, hmm.
only that's the only avenue we have, like where we really need them after Wano. Or
Yeah,
like
100%.
finishing off with like Kaido's backstory. That's where we find out more about the emperors, like at least the three main emperors that were there, including Whitebeard before he died.
Yeah, before he died, 100%. Yeah, and I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
but the thing is, maybe Oda was also like, maybe the way I think about it. Don't get me wrong, I still love the chapter. I still love the fight. I was just like, why introduce something at a power system but barely use it? You get what I'm saying?
Better use them. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
I
the
agree with
thing
that.
is,
So
like,
that's a
I
very
think
fair point.
maybe he
Very fair
was
point.
just more focused on trying to have a mainly devil fruit focused fight rather than a hockey focused fight because we had a lot of that with Kaido and
The
Luffy.
previous and Luffy.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, you know what? That's a good point because it could actually see it as a good balance between them. Because obviously you could see a lot of people used to complain that hockey is becoming a bigger predominant factor. But like we
yeah,
talked about it, it was obviously to overcome the Logiums being too broken.
yeah,
So with obviously the Kaido and Luffy fight being very focused on Luffy's ability to develop and focus on the uses of hockey, it was
yeah,
actually nice to have that change of pace. But I do
yeah,
agree with you. I think even when you're an emperor, you have to use your whole ability to the
yeah. Your
maximum.
whole
So
arsenal. It's like, why not?
because this is 100%, and these are supposed to be the biggest, scariest people in the sea. So for them not to use it, I think that's very fair criticism, and I hear that. I hear that. That's very
Yeah,
good.
it's like my only issue with it is like, okay, if you're gonna have Big Mom fight with hockey combined with her devil fruit powers, why not give Law and Kid more hockey strength or like
Hmm,
a
hmm.
hockey blue? Because essentially, remember when we had the flashback with Rayleigh in Hokage Island when Luffy was still learning to use advanced observation. He said
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
hockey blooms in the heat of battle. So
100%.
why not do that for Kid and Law, where them fighting, they learn how to use their hockey in combination with their awakening and everything like that. But
Hundred
it makes
percent,
sense. It
hundred
makes
percent.
sense.
No,
Maybe,
no. Even so, I don't want
yeah,
to ramble too much, but to build on that, it will also prevent people from complaining about some of people's opinions on the Luffy versus Katakuri fight, with him learning hockey during the fight and necessarily beating him. It would
yeah,
also give more introduction because if you see it through another character and saw them also develop it, it backs up the point of Rayleigh's point of hockey flourishes in the bloom of battle, like you said.
yeah,
So not only does it strengthen previous writing, it ends up preventing people from poking holes in other writing because they can't say,
yeah,
"Oh, this was just an ass pull of him learning how to learn advanced," and which I disagree. But it's just like it could take away some of those things. But it was interesting. It was interesting.
yeah. I just felt like it was a missed opportunity. But at
Mm-hmm,
the same
mm-hmm,
time,
mm-hmm.
I get it because you're trying to balance like having Luffy be what the strongest of the worst generation, right? You're
Yeah, yeah,
still
yeah, yeah,
trying to make sure that Law and Kids are still strong enough, but also make sure that Luffy is still stronger than them. But it's finding the balance. And I think he's done a
yes,
good
yes.
job for the most part. I just felt like it was a missed opportunity, but maybe there's something that I'm not seeing here. But
Yeah, yeah,
either way,
yeah.
it was still a good fight. Um, I just know the memes that are gonna come with laws like finishing moves and stuff is just gonna be
Yeah, Oda be
hilarious.
going horny. Man say, what?
No,
It's an
but
actual
he's been
innuendo with 10
ridiculous
out of 10.
this whole entire arc. Like
100%.
even with the
100%.
smile devil fruits. Remember that chicken
Yeah, yeah,
smile where the dude his
yeah,
head was like the butt of the chicken? And I was like,
yeah.
what is Oda doing? That was
He be
hilarious, but
wildin'.
easy one. But I just love the story, man. It's just
No,
it's
100%.
been
I
incredible.
think I think one thing that One Piece does amazing is even through the most intense moments,
Yeah,
there is some level of comedy or
there you go.
humor beneath the lines that you can
Exactly.
appreciate. And I think it that's why his storytelling is one of the best. Because he
Yeah,
can do more, he can make a serious moment funny. And I think to be able to balance the impact of the serious moment and still have a comedic effect is very hard to do. And I think it's a very
yeah,
underrated trope. So
yeah.
yeah, for
Although
sure.
sometimes he does it too much. He
Agreed.
does it too much.
Agreed.
But
Sanji.
that's a
Sanji.
conversation. That's a conversation for another day. Oh my gosh.
I'll leave my Sanji. Oh,
I had a
Fish man,
gripe
I
with that
will.
too. I get what you mean, and almost everyone in the community will get that when you know what
Yeah.
you're saying when you say Sanji.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now, predictions. What do you think is gonna happen in the next chapter?
You know what? I can't predict no more. I thought I was completely wrong. I have no predictions.
No, but that's the fun part. You get to see whether you're right or
Oh my
wrong. It doesn't
goodness.
matter.
All right, let
So
me think. Let me think. Let me think. Um, so I think we'll get the eventual conclusion of Big Mom. I think it'll probably go to a panel of maybe like Peril's Peril or someone, and then he's gonna figure out that maybe Big Mom has lost, and then
yeah,
the impact is then gonna go through. I think that's gonna then give a lot of the rest of the people, if it does get announced, a lot of boost, and then I think it will then begin to drive Luffy even further to get the job done with Kaido. And I think that's when we'll start getting to meat potatoes with that. But I don't think we'll go straight into that fight. I think we'll get a little bit more of the CP0 conclusion. We'll
yes.
finally get the conclusion of Rizo, hopefully.
I hope so.
Hopefully.
I hope so.
And then I think we'll get a little sneak peek of Luffy and Kaido.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I actually was thinking along the same lines. Um,
Mm-hmm.
definitely I feel like if we have the confirmation that Big Mom is down in the next chapter, because we're still you know, this is the thing, like because we've been fighting because of how durable the Yonko have been and how formidable
Mm-hmm.
it's like everybody's thinking, okay, are they
Is
gonna
she
get
really
back
down?
up and everything,
Yeah,
like
100%.
after all the
100%.
damage they've taken? But I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be announced, as you said, it's gonna be announced throughout the castle and everything. But I don't even
Mm-hmm.
think that Luffy and Kaido are gonna find out. I'm not sure. Maybe
Oh,
they will.
really? Okay.
Maybe they
Okay.
will.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay.
they'll sense it and I'll keep something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the rest of the troops within the castle itself, I think they will like find out and then like that'll give morale to the rebellion.
100%. Yeah.
Um, I hope we get more Momonosuke stuff again. We
Oh,
only
yeah.
had
You
like,
saw him flying.
but I think we're gonna get more because his development as a character has been amazing. You know, this was like from a kid in back in Punk Has It. It's just been like
Yeah.
insane to see his
Yeah.
growth and like the
No cap.
realization that this dude is like 28, but like that was an
In
instant
a
for
six
him.
year old body or some
Yeah,
shit. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It was just crazy. But it's gonna be interesting to see. Like he's probably gonna look exactly like Odin. That's my
Yeah. I think so
that's
too.
what I hope.
That's
But
my.
that we'll find out.
Yeah.
But
I like how
really
they're
gonna be
anticipating that. I even forgot about that.
yeah.
We actually haven't seen how he looks. That's something to look
Yeah,
forward
we
to too.
haven't seen that, so I'm excited to see that. But we probably won't see that now. We just want to see him
Mm-hmm.
save Onigashima, or at least keep it in the air, so these
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
don't die.
Oh,
But
hot take. I think the little bean that Law made, what's his name? Yamato's gonna throw the smile the what's his name? Conjuro in there. That's where I think she's gonna bury him. That's my
really,
hot take.
but I
That's
think
my
they're
hot
on
take.
different levels. That's my issue. You know, like when that
Oh,
thing conjured that fire spirit, it was conjured on a different level, so it had
different level.
gone all the way down to the basement. So I'm not sure how
Mm.
far it can shoot
Yeah,
back
yeah.
up.
True, true. Fairs,
That's
fairs.
my issue with
That's a
it.
good point.
But
Yeah, I got that.
hopefully that hopefully the Ryzen fight is done with
It's
Fukurokujo
done. Please.
because that it's
Hold up,
been too long.
please.
It's been too long.
Please. I don't
It
need
was
to ever see another
absolutely too
freeze
long.
frame of Rizo, Rizo, and then his face is clenched. He's in the heat. Like, bro, I don't need to see it anymore. Please, please.
You know,
Oh my goodness.
I want to also probably find out where what's his name is.
Zoro. Oh, King.
No, not Zoro. Not Zoro.
King?
Who was the leader of the Scabbards? The one that was taking care of Momonosuke. I just forgot his name. I don't know why. Kinemon.
Oh,
Kinemon.
Kiyomon. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry. Kinemon.
yeah.
I don't know where they are with Kiku. Like, cause they escaped from Izo. Sorry. They
Oh, yeah, you
escaped from
said
the
it.
guys that Izo was fighting. So
Yeah. Where
I
are
don't know
they?
where they are, but I hope they're okay. But maybe they
Yeah,
don't.
we'll probably get some
Maybe Kiku
conclusion. It's been a
dies.
minute.
Maybe Kiku dies.
I wouldn't be
I hope
surprised.
so. I hope
Wait,
so.
hope
We
so.
haven't had any.
I
We've
hope
had
so.
very few real life deaths, man.
Yeah, but that's because One Piece. Apart from Ace, who's really out? Pedro. Oh, that hurt. That actually hurt. Oh,
Yeah,
free Pedro.
that was painful.
Yeah.
Um, what else? What else? What else are my protections? Um, yeah, as you
I
said,
think that's me, dog.
stuff.
Oh.
I want to actually know where Robin is in terms of
Mm.
that storyline. Where is
Yeah,
Robin
yeah,
and
yeah.
where is she hiding? Because I bet she's
Mm-hmm.
hiding somewhere with Brooke. Because
100%. I hope so.
it can't be. I remember when we were theorizing what that Grim Reaper thing was, and like a
Mm.
lot of people were saying it was Brooke. I doubt it's Brooke. I don't think it's Brooke.
Because you think she's with Robin?
Yeah, because I think he's still
Okay.
with Robin, like trying to keep her
Okay.
safe. So
Mm-hmm.
it it must have just been a hallucination for Zoro, or the
Hey, we'll finna find out.
of the sword, Enma.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like that idea. That's a good
Yeah,
theory. I like that.
yeah. So I want to find out more about that before we go
Ooh,
back
if
to
it's
the
Emma, that would be hard. That would be crazy. That would actually be crazy. Oh my goodness. Oh,
I'm
you
just
know, I'm riding
excited.
that theory. I rate it. I rate it. I rate it.
There's so much, there's so much that's gonna happen, but I'm just like, ah, are we even on a break this week? I don't think we are.
I don't think so. I hope not.
No, actually, I think we
I hope
are.
not. No.
I think we are
We
on a
are.
break. Oh no, we're
Damn.
on a
So we
break.
got 2 weeks. Damn.
Ah, okay.
No.
We'll have another detailed discussion over this.
Yeah, I'm
I
more than down. I'm more than down.
Oh, this
So
is
good.
gonna be awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me pause this.